Welcome to GMP, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, aka the Going North Podcast. I'm your host, best-selling author, and certified self-leadership trainer with the John Maxwell team, Dom Brightman. And this is the podcast where authors from around the world help you realize that success is tangible. Now let's get on with the show. Today's episode is sponsored by book number 2 from Dominic Dom Brightman, Stay the Course, The Elite Performer's 7 Secret Keys to Sustainable Success. It is the field guide to help unleash the elite performer that is inside of you. Cop it today on Amazon.com or heading over to dombrightman.com and snag it in book, ebook, and audiobook, so that way you can take it on the go and get yourself on the go to your northbound success. And today on the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, known as GMP, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, it's the Going North Podcast, and we got another super special, awesome human for you today, courtesy of my good buddy, Mr. Eminem, all the way out from Canada. Oh, wait, he's in Texas now. Yeehaw. So my good buddy, Eminem, baby, that's right, Mickey Mickelson, baby, that's right. Instead of staying up north, he went south, baby, but don't worry. He's still got the fabulous connections with the special K's, baby, because today's guest in particular, she's an award-winning author, so all the gold medals and blue ribbons, y'all, as well as a prolific mystery writer, a budding playwright, a mom of 3, an avid hiker, Reiki Master, and martial artist. So not only is she a wonderful mom, one of the hardest jobs on the freaking earth, she can also break your arm in 3 places and then write a book about how it happened, but it really didn't because it's a fiction novel. So let's give it up for the fellow DB herself, Ms. Diane Bator. How you doing today, Diane?
Oh, I'm awesome. Oh my gosh, you're making me laugh. That was hilarious.
Well, it's kind of true though. When I put it all together from like multiple bios, it's like, hey, wait a second, it's actually kind of true. It's like you're a mystery writer, you write a bunch of mystery novels, and someone acts stupid, and you have to sedate them a bit with your moves, and then folks will be like, yeah, exactly, yeah. It'll be a mystery.
How do you think I write these things? Come on.
All right. Glad this is over Zoom, or it would have been like, yeah, so this podcaster, right? He was crazy. Had me up at night owl hours.
Could be worse. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Sweet. Well, glad it's not worse, because it's a whole lot better because you're freaking there. So my goodness. As with all introduction, I'm pretty sure there are things I may have missed since they're not allowed to be 55 days long. So I'm filling in any cavities I may have missed about you.
It's all good. I think you got all the essentials for sure. So
sweet. All the essentials. So we're doomsday preppers now. I love it.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, I'm sure there was a plenty of doomsday. I had no idea where I was going with that joke. So my goodness, so what?
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Yeah, forgot to mention the D and Dom stands for danger because you're the danger zone. That's right, where trapdoors are filled with puns after more puns.
Oh heavens, that's my second language. Sarcasm, puns.
Alrighty, sweet. Alright, so she gets another award to add to her list for super special awesome podcast guest. That's right, the puns stay on the bun here indeed. So my goodness, so before puns became your second language, how'd you get into writing? How did it become one of your many talents?
You know what? I've always been a writer. I think because I've always been a reader. And the more I would read, the more I'd go, I could do that. So I've really been writing since I was a kid. I still have stuff that I wrote when I was in 7th and 8th grade. So just kind of one of those things you start doing and you just can't stop. It's like breathing.
There we go. Marathon woman, baby. She can't stop for nothing. Yeah, she's Diane Diddy, y'all. That's right, indeed. You're just going to see a random Diane emoji dancing in your book one day, folks. It's going to happen.
There we go. Now I'm not going to get that out of my head.
That's right. Just see a mini Diane just dancing in random books for no reason. It's like, yeah, you think this is your book, but it's really my book now.
That's it. Taking over.
That's right. Be dancing just the same way Diddy doing his own clients' music videos. That's right. Oh man. But it ain't about other books, it's about your books. And my goodness, the writing since the wonderful grade school days and now full mom swag with all the wonderful ribbons and medals. And I believe your first award for writing actually came in what, 2007 or was it 2010?
But 2010, I actually won a writing award, which is when I realized that maybe I should be writing mystery, because I'd just been dabbling in other things before then. And it was a contest for a small Ontario publisher. They decided to take one of those old murder mystery party games. And they gave you all of the characters, all of the clues, everything. You had to write a novella, 10 chapters each chapter was a point of view of a different character. If you ever want to stretch your brain, that's a good way to do it. And I won the contest, and that was my very first published book. So it's so cool because the very first copy that came off the print, the publisher put it in a little envelope and wrote on it book number 1, and it's still on my shelf in that little envelope. I have never opened it, so it's kind of cool.
Cooler than 5 cucumbers. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's right, indeed. So for all you know, it could be a booby trap in there, and you've been dodging it all these years.
Mouse trap. Could be.
Yeah, that's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. The trap could be a brain stretch. So my goodness, so speaking of stretching brains, my goodness, you have so many novels out there. So what keeps your pen going and what keeps you creative? Because I'm sure there's inspiration that allows you to create these wonderful books for folks to devour.
Oh, all the time. Like I hear conversations or hear a line, or things go on. You sit in a coffee shop and overhear something and you're like, oh, I could have fun with that. I could kill that person and nobody'd ever know. And you just kind of take it and go, what if? So I started my very first published novel when I moved from Alberta to Ontario, so about 2,000 miles from where I grew up. And I would walk the kids to school, and I kept walking around town going, wow, what if I was this person hiding out from somebody who was after me? And that's how my first book and my first series became.
So too many dead bodies at your hometown. Gotcha.
Don't tell the mayor I work across the hall from him. So.
Oh God. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's right, folks. That's why I gotta watch out for these writers, y'all. That's right. That's right, indeed. All the puns intended, because you may become a villain in a future book, and you never
We're
will
always
know.
plotting something.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotcha.
That's right, indeed. It's true, indeed. So my goodness. So has there ever been a day where you've actually had writer's block? Because it sounds like you never had it.
I wouldn't say so much writer's block as just sometimes like work life, things just overwhelm and it's hard to just sit down and write. And those are the days that you go for a walk, you go take a shower or a bubble bath or just something to get you away from the computer or the page. And it never fails. As soon as there is no pen within reach, that's when all the ideas start coming back out. So, I don't, even if I get kind of stuck on a scene in a book, I'll just move on to the next scene and just put a little placeholder in the manuscript and say, okay, come back. This is what's going to happen, but I'll be back.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. So my goodness, so how was it like balancing all that creativity too? Because being a mom of 3, even though I think a couple of the kids are out of the house now. I'm pretty sure we're still kind of challenging the balance on the writing and the mom duties and everything else you're doing.
Oh yeah, they're all grown now and on their own. And but I started writing several, 10 years ago when the kids were still kind of little, and I would juggle, 15 minutes while I'm cooking dinner, cooking spaghetti with one hand and writing with the other. Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, the kids would do karate classes. Whenever I could find like 15, 20 minutes, that's when I'd write my book. So it took a while, but obviously it seemed to be okay because here we are 13 books in.
Oh, yeah, that's right indeed. 13, baby, that's right indeed. Any big number for books you plan on writing? Is it like 25 or 50, or just haven't thought that far ahead yet?
I just keep writing until I have nothing left to write.
Ah, that's right. That's right indeed. That's right indeed.
Yeah, I don't think there's any magic number or anything like that. It's just, I mean, right now I've got one series I just finished, sort of. I can come back and add to it later. I've got 3 other series that I'm working on, and I've probably got another 10 books sitting on my shelf, just ideas to come back to later when I have more time.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Now, is it like juggling those different projects? Do you like do a series at a time, or do you like go back and forth, or how's that process for you?
I kind of go back and forth. It just this one series that I just finished, The Conned Lady, which is my newest book, is book 5 in my Wild Blue Mysteries, and that one wraps up the series so far. But it leaves a little loophole for me to come back later and go, I want to add another book or two. So I'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I've got 3 more that I'm working on. My second book in my Sugarwood Mysteries comes out in October. So I'm going to have a very busy summer finishing that off and doing the final edits, and then it'll be good to go.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. I'm pretty sure it's probably a long process, probably having to go back and reread the past books too. Writing more
Sometimes.
series.
Sometimes I have to go back and look for something that I'm like, oh, I forgot. But I have this great, I used to work with an agent years when I first got started, actually. And she gave me this really simple, but really handy little character sheet that it's basically just the character's name and age and what they look like, and then what involvement they have in the story. So it's kind of great because I'll go back to that, and for each book, I'll try and fill that out. So then if I get stuck with something on the new book, I can go back to the older ones and go, oh yeah, that's what happened. So they're helpful for sure.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's a golden tip right there, and it keeps you organized too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Heck yeah, that's right indeed. It's like, I got this binder of knowledge, baby. This is the character, the traits, and what happened. All right, cool. They are already dead. I don't have to mention them in a future book. And have a reader come back and be like, hey, this person's dead. What happened?
I don't know. They always seem to come back for some reason.
The later chapter in the book's like, yeah, so the person didn't do the job, all right, so they had to get somebody.
Well, the book I'm working on right now, I'm dealing with voodoo dolls, and the past murder in the first book keeps kind of popping back up, even though it really has nothing to do with the new one, but it sort of does. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, shoot, you know what that means, folks. It means you gotta go back and buy that series.
Oh yeah. And they're going to have all new covers, which is really exciting because the original cover had a very cozy type style to it. So, the little cartoony kind of person, but the new covers are going to be very cool. So I'm just waiting with fingers crossed and holding my breath till I get to see the new cover. So
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Heck, maybe even more awards await. Funny enough, this time last year, I believe, I think JP McLean, one of our past guests, and actually one of Mickey's clients too. She actually had her, I believe, all of her books, actually all the covers redesigned, and they actually won awards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's right. So good company awaits, and good tires await, because it'll be a good year. That's right. So my goodness, I got the cover redesigns happening, got the edits happening for the upcoming books. Anything else in the kitchen or the metaphorical lab that's being experimented on for the folks to devour in the near future?
He's always working on something. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Dead Man's Doll will come out in October. And then next year I'll probably have one or two. I'm not sure yet. I'm still debating which series to work on. But it was so funny. I did a podcast with someone else and they made a comment and I went, I think there's a whole new book there. So I am working on a whole new, just plotting the ideas more than anything right now, because I just don't have the time to write a whole new book at the moment. But it's one that may come out maybe for NaNoWriMo this year. I've been dabbling with that for a few years now, and I always seem to come up with a fun book. So that might be one that comes out this year. I don't know.
Sweet. Stop talking about the NaNoWriMo, baby. That's right. Write your own novel, make it see the light of day, or hide it in the closet.
Well, I've had two that have seen the light of day from NaNoWriMo. So actually the first one in this series, the Drop Dead Cowboy, was one I wrote during NaNoWriMo. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about indeed. That's what I'm talking about indeed. So my goodness, and with all these wonderful books, I'm pretty sure it comes from the interesting life you live. So my goodness, so Reiki Master, so where does that come in with all of this? How'd that even come into play? Does that help you at all with your writing to be a healthy writer? How did that all even come about with everything?
It kind of came about with the karate. It was kind of odd. My kids started doing karate years ago, and I would take them to classes and everything. And one of the moms that was there said, "Oh, she was going to do this karate or this Reiki weekend." And I'm like, "I have never heard of this. This sounds kind of neat." And it's very much energy healing work and just very relaxing. And it's just up until, for a few years, I just kind of dabbled with it. And now I'm just kind of renewing my involvement with it. So I'll be doing a course this fall, which will be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Just on that the way of balancing. So, you're go at work, you're go with writing, and then somewhere in the middle, you just need that little bit of peace. And that's my little bit of peace.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about indeed. That's right indeed. That's right. So that means there might be a new age spiritualist mystery coming soon. Who knows?
I have a few characters that kind of come out with those sorts of things. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. The dark side of self-help spirituality. That's right. Love and light gone bad.
It was so crystals at somebody. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You think these crystals shine because of light? Oh man. Oh my goodness. So since you've been a bit on this interview tour promoting all the good stuff that you're doing and busy creating in the wonderful earth that we live on, is there a question that you wish you'd be asked more often when you're on the guest side of the game on the microphone?
Oh my goodness. I've been asked so many so many things. Geez, I don't know. Now you stumped me.
You're not a tree. We don't believe in
I'm not a
stumping here.
tree. No, I might branch out though.
Yeah, there we go. She's on. She's catching the waves, baby. Want to
Got
save
my
wavelength.
second wind.
That's right, indeed. So my goodness, so since the series is at number 5 and complete, if your wonderful book series Wild Blue Mysteries was a food, what would it be and why?
What would it be? Oh boy. I think a series of cookies. I don't know. One of the books is called The Bakery Lady, and it always makes me think of gingerbread because there is a scene in there where she has to build a gingerbread house and she's never built one. And she ends up building one and it's beautiful. And then the roof slides off and the walls fall down and all that kind of thing. So they're not the most perfect cookies, but they're darn good.
There we go. That's right, indeed. So get your milk ready, y'all. That's right.
Yeah, dip them. Just not if you have any or tablet.
Wait, not if you don't have any what?
Just not if you're reading on a tablet. Don't dip it.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. You hate yourself forever.
Right.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So my God, it's coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive, and that is if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 25 again, but you're still in 2022 with all of your knowledge and experience, what advice would you give to yourself?
Just not to give up. Don't listen to people who say this, you can't do this sort of thing, that you're never going to get anywhere. Just keep doing what you love to do.
Woohoo!
And buy stocks and masks.
Yeah, that's right, them stocks, baby. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, stock up on them stocks. Oh, man. But speaking of stocks, folks need to stock up their book collection in their personal libraries with all of your books. So for those need to do just that and keep up with all the stuff that you're doing in the delightful Diane land, what's the best way for folks to do so?
You can find everything on my website, dianebator.ca. I have all the links to my buy pages there. And you can check out all kinds of fun things. I've got some video stuff. I've got a whole bunch of links to all kinds of different podcasts and blogs and you name it. So.
Woohoo!
And I have a noisy cat.
Meow. Alright, there we go. That's right, indeed. I guess Diane wants a break.
Well, I know the cat does.
The Kit Kats. You'll love to see them.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Reach out to the delightful Diane herself. Check out her wonderful site. We're going to put the link to her wonderful site in the show notes, indeed, so that way you can check out all the wonderful stuff that she's doing. And I believe she also has a blog promoting other fabulous authors as well. So it's an author promotion conglomerate, y'all. That's right. All the books, all the humans behind the books, y'all. You love to read them, baby. That's right, indeed. So check them all out like library books, indeed. So any parting words before we close up shop, Diane?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for mentioning the blog, because I do interviews with a lot of authors. I post information about a lot of books. I started it in 2018 and I don't even know exactly how many people have been on there. It's probably well over 100 by now. So it's been a lot of fun and get to meet all kinds of cool people like you.
How's it going, my friend? I'm glad you made it to the end. That shows that you really enjoyed what you heard and you are an uncommon finisher. Thanks for giving this show a listen. If you really want to help out the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone that you care about or someone that needs to hear this message, because we want to spread this podcast around like butter on bread if that's your type of thing. And if it's not your type of thing, still spread it around anyway, because good stuff needs to be shared with good people like yourself.